My name is Chiu, and I graduated from Loyola Marymount in 2015. Graduated with a recording arts degree, thinking that I would want to do that, but nah. And so I said, what do I want to do? What do I like doing? After I graduated, I worked in a ton of different jobs, most of them in the restaurant industry because I love to cook. And now we started our own catering business. I think my parents are super supportive. I think they were happy I graduated. But I think at the end of the day, they were very supportive of what I wanted to do, what made me happy. And I think they'd rather see me do something I'm passionate about and enjoy doing rather than just kind of go through the motions. So it was pretty easy. They were very supportive, which I'm really grateful for. Even in college, I would cook for my friends. I would cook for people coming over. The biggest fear graduating from college would probably be spiders. No, I'm wondering what the next step was. What I was actually trying to figure out what I wanted to do. That was a bit scary, not knowing whether or not like I should be pursuing food or pursuing music or pursuing something completely different. Not knowing what was next, what was considered stable. Yeah, that was the one thing for my parents, I think, was like, what are you gonna do that will be stable, that will make money, that will, so that you're secure and you're able to live and survive. And so that was the scariest part, was just, okay, what's next? What's the next step? What do I actually want to do? Not knowing exactly what it was. But now that I've kind of found my groove, the biggest fear now is fear of failing, probably. Definitely with starting our own business. Yeah, it's scary because you don't really know if it's gonna work, if it's gonna succeed. Are we doing everything right? And yeah, so the biggest fear is failing, but I think that's at the same time just also motivation to do well and do it with excellence. Do what you love. It sounds super cliche, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's what you would want to put 110% of yourself into. Something that you get excited to do when you wake up. If you have to wake up at 5 in the morning, you're excited to do it. If you work late hours, you're excited to do it. So do something that, I don't know, that scares you, but at the same time you're excited. I mean, just like I'm learning, don't be afraid to fail, because I think that just kind of pushes you forward. Surround yourself with people that will kind of keep you on track with hitting your goal. Or when you fail, they're there to pick you up and say, hey, no, you're doing fine. Just have faith, I think. At the end of the day, it's like, through this whole thing, it's like trusting in Jesus is the one thing that roots us, is like, I know Jesus got my back. A year ago, probably wouldn't even have thought we would do catering or anything like that. Oh, and by we, it's me and my fiance. The dream would be to have our own restaurant or cafe or something like that. Something that's just tangible. We don't have to move around. It's there. And we can just provide a space for people to come and just have good food, good atmosphere, all that stuff. Short term is just to build this business, do it well, make people happy through food. Doing this, and why I love to cook, is because food is something that brings people around the table, gathers people. It feels like family, and people just share food, and yeah, it's awesome. That's what we want to see, is for people to just come together, differences aside, and just eat and chat and build relationships with one another. My name is Nick, and this is my Post Grad story.
And that's it. Thank you so much for watching the pilot episode of Post Grad. And thank you so much, Nick, for cooking all that delicious food for me and being a part of the project. You know where my head's at, because I said food first. instead of being a part of the project, because your cooking is so good. And I miss it. I haven't had it in years. So thank you so much for cooking 2 dishes for me. If you didn't know, Nick was my big in Hawaiian Club when I entered LMU as a freshman. Ever since then, he's been a big role model for me. He's been a really awesome big brother. So thank you so much, Nick, for always being there for me. Your course may change over some time, but if you're at least doing what you love, then you're gonna have a good dish for life. I felt like I was gonna do a really good food pun because I said course earlier, but then I botched it. Now this is awkward. But until then, I'll see you next week for another episode of Post Grad. Sorry, but I'm gonna go eat because this episode made me really hungry. It's not Nick's cooking though. It's not Nick's cooking. Now I'm probably gonna cook like corned beef and rice or something.